Good morning, America. This is Dr. Cherry. Again, thank you for watching this video. I wish I had better news for you, but this is definitely a tough one. This plutonic deadly window took a lot of lives, and I prepared you. So the title of the newsletter is Naya Rivera's Suicide. Do not be fooled. Forensic astrology, do not lie. There is much more in the stars than what our infantile science community could ever digest. Okay, so the quatrain is pretty obvious. You've got to click on that link. It's provided, it's under the video. Go and read. Read the quatrain. Eden's secret, sex, money come to light. Raw power challenges police, deadly villain. Ugly face of death, drama, horror surface. Nature, man's religion, bloody folly, reign. That is the keyword. That is the main quatrain. And the keywords are all about news, police, drama, mob, sex, God knows what. It's one of these red carpets offered to the reptilians because it's a plutonic window. Now, when sudden enough Naya disappeared, we were under a shocking, surprising type of news. The moon was in Pisces. Of course, Pisces rules anything and everything to do with water, lakes, oceans. And right here in Phoenix, we had some people that in our local lake would electrified. I mean, this shocking window regulated electricity. You read the windows. You are aware. If you've been following me for a while now, you are aware of those various windows. As far as Naya is concerned, there is a video that is obvious at the subconscious level. This young woman were fighting a reptilian infestation. Now you have to remember she was born under the sign of Capricorn. This sign is naturally prone, because it's ruled by Saturn, which is the great malefic, to suffer heavy depression. Capricorn is the head of the goat, or in Christian theology, the devil. It regulates people who have power, money, fame, people who rise to the top of the mountain and establish a phenomenal career. In her case, the tail of the dragon was in the sign of Libra, right in her 10th house career. In other words, the career was not her choice. She was a child. She was thrown into fame, and she delegated pretty much a long chunk of her life in a career that was imposed karmically upon her fate. So because the tail of the dragon was in her 10th house of career, her being famous and her being an actress is the last thing that were going to help to regenerate her life, put it this way. Capricorn is a homey sign. Capricorn rules security. Capricorn rules anything and everything that is private. But the drive to get to the top of the mountain is very strong. But when you have the tail of the dragon in your career, that career is going to kill you. Okay, that is the first important information. Now, look at the video. It is obvious the way she drove past a parking spot and then reverse and completely missed the parking spot means in every single logical, plausible way that she was under the influence already. Legally or illegally, she was fighting the reptilians. Now, you have to remember the tail of the dragon is currently in Sagittarius, right? And that is a 10th house. It's a subconscious house, a 12th house. So when the tail of the dragon is in the subconscious house, you can be sure that the soul has to fight some serious problems. So everything that happened with Sagittarius is a Latino people. The way things are going on now is not helping the minority or the Spanish people. It's not helping the Indians. Thanks to your president who was born with the tail of the dragon in Sagittarius, who wanted to build a big wall. And as the future is the reincarnation of the thought, you heard my videos before, there goes COVID-19, which is the creation of the human thoughts, um, all those negative thoughts actually have produced coronavirus, because this is how it works. So what was going on in the head was well past what you can rationalize with, because you don't have the tail of the dragon in your subconscious unless you're born in January. Okay. Note also that all of those born in January and October are naturally Neptunian. So you want to know what Neptunian is all about? Click on the link. It's alive. Read, educate yourself, understand what it means to be a Neptunian. So, in other words, those born in January and October have a very strong addictive personality. And that can be collecting anything. It can be drinking, smoking, gambling, hoarding, God knows what. But addiction can curse you with. So you have to put yourself in her shoes. And in the first video of Naya, you could see her in the water. She was already fighting all sorts of negativity that finally consumed her. So, of course, the corona in LA, you don't know what's going on. When you're rich and famous, you have money, you have access, you want to save people's identity, or you want to save their faces, put it this way. So you're going to pay to make sure, oh, no, it is not a suicide. Okay, you want to save the integrity of that person who has been well known for many years since she's a child. So the coroner might have to play the game and say, well, you know what, they make up stories, but forensic astrology do not lie, my friend. It just does not lie. All the detail as far as this suicide is concerned, you can read about it. And that's going to create a lot of problem with people who do not have cosmic consciousness, like I did with Art Bell when I predicted that he committed suicide. My God, the drama, the hell I went through with all these people who hated my guts for saying the truth, which has been recognized afterwards when the coroner finally said he had a bunch of many drugs in his system. If you want to learn about this particular news, just Google Dr. Turi Art Bell, or click on the link. There is a link also in this newsletter that will give you the opportunity to read more about Art Bell, which was born a Capricorn. That's why he smoked a lot. Rush Limbaugh is a Capricorn, addicted. He's fighting cancer right now. Again, I predicted that he was going to have some problems in health. Click on the link, it's there. So all those Capricorn think like a Pisces, January, February, March. That is the third house. If you want to know how a Capricorn think, count 3, including January. January, February, March. They all think like Pisces. Pisces is water. And on that day, the moon was in Pisces. And that's why when the moon is in Pisces, people are more vulnerable to a legal or illegal addiction, to take antidepressant, to get depressed, to go to church, to be religious, or to go to the lake. It's all subconscious. The moon is much more than a dead rock hanging out there for the sake of beauty, or something that's going to be used by the scientists to blow up to test their new technological nukes. No, there is so much more about forensic astrology. So read, and then there is another kid that was born also in October, and that is Elvis Presley grandson. Do you think it's an accident for him to, during the same type of shocking or deadly window, to kill himself? You know, if you want to be famous, you better have the stars. You better have that very strong Leo, love, light, the fame, the stage. And that is imposed by God for you to reach that fame. People like Schwarzenegger, Clinton, Obama, Michael Jackson, Madonna, these are Leos. These are the people who sudden enough could also suffer reptilian infestation, especially if they use legal or illegal drugs. That's the key. That's the red carpet of the reptilians. And when you are a famous person, there is no way that you're going to be able to avoid going to parties, to avoid seeing the public, to be on the news. And that's a lot of stress. It is not a normal life. You've got to have the stars. If you don't have the stars, or if the tail of the dragon, as I mentioned in here, is right in the 10th house of career, you're going to hate that career. You're going to hate it so much. And at the end, you're going to just go under. And in her case, she committed suicide. It is very obvious when you look at the video, the way she parked, okay? Then she has the moon in Gemini like me. So she's fast. And I behave exactly the same. When I go out with my wife, I'm always ahead of her. And you could see she was running, literally running, and a kid was behind her. And then she was carrying something in her bag, okay? Come on. You know, a pontoon, it's not like my boat to go fly on the water. It's a very slow thing, okay? And Capricorn is the sign of planning. They plan. This is the sign of mathematics and planning. In fact, I don't know how many of you have heard of a television series that was many years ago. I did the chart of famous actresses. She's now actually a mathematician, and she's teaching kids. Okay, you know, she was born into money in La Jolla, in California. She was born with a lot of famous people. She was raised that way, and I was hanging around with these political, very powerful, very wealthy people, and I landed on her. The Younger Years, I think that's the title of the TV show, but it's all in the newsletter. Just read it. I did her stars. She was like, what? She was young, 15, 16. She was logical and rational. The way she was looking at me, she said, but do you actually believe in this bull? Capricorn is the earth sign, the most rational, the most practical. The sign who rules politics, the sign who rules engineering, the sign who rules mathematics. And do you think it's an accident for that little girl when I told her that on in life, you're going to be rational, you're going to be practical, and you're going to go into something that is more structured. The next thing you know, she teach mathematics. Somebody must be right, okay? So you need to click on the sign of Capricorn, in the sign of Libra, or your sign from drcherry.com, from my website, and read the basics of your sign. Again, this is not you 150%, but a good chunk of you, because it depends on your moon location, it depends on your head or your tail of the dragon, natal or hidden. There is so many things. It doesn't mean that all the people born in October or born in January are going to be potheads or religious fanatics. No. There is other elements, but I'm just being objective so that you can grasp the complexity of God cosmic design. So, as I said, you know, she could have fallen and hurt her head. No, she's an Aries head like me, so she's protected on the head. So she had the ladder who comes off the platoon is very easy to come in and out, and it's wide. In fact, there is a picture of it. Now, she could have easily hung on to that, and her child had the vest. The very fact that the child had a vest, she could also have held on to the vest and move her feet and still float. But because she was so impaired, she was loaded with antidepressant or drugs. That's why she stayed a long time in the car, okay? Because she cannot do that if people look at her. So, you know, you cannot judge me for passing on the truth to you, okay? Just read the newsletter, click on the link, and try to appreciate what I'm trying to say. The back to school debate. No. The tail of the dragon in Sagittarius rules college, university, education, the school system. The tail of the dragon is in Sagittarius. Get it. You don't want your kids at home because you need to work. We need to rebuild the economy. So be it. I can only agree with you. But the tail of the dragon in Sagittarius is now pushing our president on the tail of the dragon, also in Sagittarius, which has cursed this country and had put America in a box. You like it or not, try to understand the high spiritual information I'm passing on to you, okay? This doesn't mean I don't like Trump or I like Trump. No, it has nothing to do with politics. We are talking stars. We're talking the dragon, head and tail. Gemini is a dual sign. And then you wonder why Trump is going up and down, left and right, and he's all over the place. Do you know Gemini is split? Do you know why America is split in two? Gemini. Okay, more than ever, this country will be split because you elected a Gemini president with the tail of the dragon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius was again foreigners, foreign land, nature, higher education, college, university, the codification of thought, of religion, everything that is at right now a big curse in the United States is due to the stars of your president, because you are not cosmic conscious. You have given power to the most powerful man running the most powerful country. And 99.99% of the people watching me right now are cosmic unconscious. They do not know that when you elect a president, you have to suffer his fate and his stars. Again, like I said many times before, if your dad is a Mormon, if your dad is a witness of Jehovah or follow Scientology, chances are, because he's the top of the family, he's in charge, the rest of the family will have to follow. I'm taking this as an example. Donald Trump is our dad in the face of the world. And then because of his stars, because his decision, because his idiosyncrasy, we, the people, have to suffer his fate. Pretty much like the German electing Hitler and forced to suffer these evil's mind stars. It's common sense when you look at it. All right, now, one thing I got to tell you, don't forget, I want to thank you so much, my friend, so much for all your endorsement. Well above my expectation. Now, the producers called me. They says, well, you know what, Dr. Churi, your movie is doing so well. It's one of the top movies on Amazon Prime that we have decided to translate it in various languages. So it's English currently. It's now being translated in Spanish and in French because I'm French. So understand that because of your support, understanding, high spirits, you are helping me going forward. But there is still a bunch of young souls out there who there was one that this guy says, well, you know, if you have all these gifts, why do you make us pay? Wow, so you're going to go and see Michael Jackson? He's a gifted artist, and you hope not to pay, or you go and see your dentist or your regular doctor, not a soul doctor like me, and then you expect that you're not going to pay. But that's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a bunch of idiots, okay? Kids most of the time, so I shouldn't be rough with them, but that's what it is. They are not educated, they are unconscious, they are infected by the reptilians, they are insecure, they're God knows what. So the more you go out there and the more you say the truth, say how you feel, okay, when you watch that movie, and you will realize that I'm not making it up. And then even though that I've been talking about 5 UFOs experience, there is now talk to make another one that will include my 3 other unusual experiences involving me being dropped in a different highway with 80,000 pounds of equipment. The next day, my car ended up on another highway, 7 miles north. And of course, those 2 dogs who literally disappear from the back of my house. So, you know, when you vibrate to such a uranic, such a weird way, the way I have, my stars have a stellium in Aquarius, it is normal for me to attract the extraordinary. And now the people are scratching their head, either religious or educated, and then wonder if I make it all up or no, it's real. So again, you know, whatever you see that people write that give me 1 stars, okay? Again, realize these people most of the time do not know. They're envious, they're insecure, inferiority complex, fearful, religious. They love Trumps. I don't know. They're not spiritually advanced enough. They're not sharp enough to connect with me. And then the very last negative comment I had from a girl was about the moon. Oh, well, you know, the moon has cratered because she has an atmosphere. Good for you, honey. But you know what? We are watching the moon for years with our sophisticated electronic equipment. When is the last time there is something that hit the moon and produced a crater? And then there's not supposed to be crater on Earth because it has an atmosphere. We have over 130 crater on the Earth. Oh, they say, oh, the wind and this. And this is bull. There is so much more that you have to accept outside of what your religious or scientific community wants you to accept, my friend. Be open to the divine. Be open to the miracle of what it means to be human and the forces that have been granted by us, to us, by God, put it this way. Okay, as I told you before, you're more than blood, flesh, and bone. You're a human being. You have the power. The future is nothing else than the reincarnation of the thought. You've got to be positive. You've got to be part of that expansion. You've got to increase your vibration. So one of these days, our interstellar brothers, our space brothers, you know, ancestors, we come live. We become a reality. We create our reality as much as those nasty scientists, you know, weaponize the weather, produce nukes, or produce COVID-19, okay? Those nasty reptilians infected scientists do not know the power they were born with and how they are manipulated by force they could never, ever either anticipate or realize. This is real, okay? Now, there is so much more about the news going on. I mean, talking about UFOs, for example, astronomers says they found something never seen before. That's a wake-up call. Okay, four circular objects that appear bright along the edge were discovered when astronomer reviewer archival data from radio telescope in Australia and India. That is coming slowly but surely. We are making the reality of these ETs. They're already very real for me, believe me. They are very real. There is no imagination. There is no making up stories. It's real. What's happening to me is real. And it can happen to you if you're open to it. As far as the dramatic Plutonic window, Daniel Lewis Lee executed after Supreme Court clears the way. This guy got what he deserved. Okay, he was killed. That death news, exactly as predicted during the window. Florida report 132 coronavirus-related death in one single day. Again, death new, wake-up call. Bus driver in China deliberately crushed and killed 21 people after his house was demolished. Didn't I tell you in my last video, be ready 2 weeks ago for the crazy people killing people, whatever excuse, for cops being killed or cops killing people. What else do we have? Police officers shot and killed near Seattle today. 2 Texas police officers fatally shot while responding to a domestic disturbance, okay? At least 2 people dead and 2 injured in Washington shooting. Police, I mean, if you look at this Plutonic window, you understand that it is real. 5 people were shot during a dispute at the Michigan apartment complex. Canadian mobsters killed and shooting police. I mean, famous death. Nelson Mandela's daughter dies. Famous death. Nicola T, 24-year-old YouTube star, dies with a child. Famous death. Mythbuster host Grandhi Mahara has died. Famous death. The reptilians are stimulating also animals, and there is a kid who died with a shark attack in Australia. This is also involving sex. Former USA gymnastic coach is arrested and faces charge of lewdness with a minor. Sex. Scandal erupted at St. Andrews University after student accuses several fraternity member of sexual assault. Remember what I told you? Be ready if you're a woman. You're going to be prone. During this time, you're forced to stay home. There is no touching. There is no contacting. Then all these infected reptilians, lunatic now, are going to become stimulated by the reptilians to rape women. So if you're a woman, be careful. It's going to get worse. I would rather give you real good news. This is the tip of the iceberg of what's coming up. When the tail of the dragon hit Scorpio, the sign of death, the sign of sex, the sign of rape, the sign of regulate criminal element, this is going to be the reptilian dance of hell. It's coming. Okay. Now, this doesn't mean we're all doomed, and I'm just preparing you so that you're going to say, okay, when comes those nasty windows that Dr. Tree is putting up out there, I'm going to be more cautious. Okay. Now, that's why we have, I don't know how many people sign up, close to 1,000 in 2 or 3 weeks. Whoa, this is good. This is good. People are coming. They finally understand God cosmic design. They finally realize when I give you a date and I say, be ready for death and drama, and then you see the dramatic news plaguing the world, you've got to realize there is something in my work. Okay, deal with it, understand it, keep an open mind, study, because I'm here to guide you. I'm here to help you. And I'm probably one of the very, very rare, real prophets on planet Earth. And I'm not saying this on an egocentric point of view, and I'm the best, yeah, 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 and all the rest of the people are losers. No, I'm saying this because I want you to realize this fact and then trust me. Because in these days and age, my gosh, once the tail of the dragon hits Scorpio, you're going to see what death is all about. So in reference to this famous young woman, Naya Rivera, remember, she's a Latino person, okay? She's been harassed left and right with the news. That doesn't feel good, especially when the tail of the dragon is in the subconscious, something you cannot never relate to unless you happen to have the tail of the dragon in the back of your head and you're fighting hell every single day to survive and not kill yourself. And so you try to escape with antidepressant. Like all Capricorn, I'm sure she was under a regimental antidepressant, especially with a lifestyle of rich and famous. It's not good, okay? So understand what this poor lady was going through. Luckily, she didn't take her son, okay? And that is, but again, one more time, you're talking about Capricorn, and nothing is an accident with Capricorn. This is the sign of planning, organization, structure, mathematics, okay? An energy in so many ways that rules the scientists' 5 irrational human senses. So I wish she had known me, and I would have helped her like I've helped my good friend Gary Busey and other famous people that I cannot talk about undergoing some serious problems here. So remember that because of where the stars are affecting you currently, you may or you may not relate to what I'm saying to you, because you see life on a very different perspective, because you don't have the same cosmic wind getting to your head. You don't have to battle the reptilians as hard as this poor girl did. And look at the video just before she died. Right at the top of that newsletter, you have a video. Click on it. That was a message that she was fighting the reptilians and trying to stay afloat. So enough, they got the best of her. All right, my friend, I've rushed a little bit today because I just arrived last night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm taking off again. I had no day off, literally. That's why I'm late. I apologize for that. Hopefully, I'm going to have a day off this weekend because I'm exhausted, and sleeping in a truck is not a good thing. I have a lot of pictures that I took during this S-West Plutonic deadly window of accident on the road, wildlife being killed left and right, cops everywhere, accident deaths. It's just nasty. So it's important for you to be aware. This is why joining the Cosmic Code is me and Terania offering you a grounding and understanding how God speaks to us, and use the sign at your advantage. Okay. I will probably write another newsletter on my day off, and I will add all those pictures, and hopefully I have better news for you. So while I am here today, we are the 14th, so this SOS to the World Deadly Window is a wake-up call, and you're going to understand me a little bit better in the process. So today we are the 14th. I'm looking into this nasty one. So what's up? The beginning or the end of important phases of life will take place on July. What is this? 4th. Yep. This is no. Okay. Let me see. On July the 19th and the 20th. So. On the 19th or the 20th, we're going to go through a beginning or ending of important phases of life. So this is where you start a job, you stop a job. This is where millions of thousands of people will be forced to relocate because natural disaster, hurricane, earthquakes, name it, it'll be outside of your control. Pay attention, because the beginning or the end of an important phases of life means also that you're going to be touched personally, and you want to listen to your friends. And moving, they're going to start a new job, they're going to finish in something, the government making important decision. So be ready. Again, the date that I have for you, in case I'm not coming back on time, is again for the 20th of July. It's going to be an important time. The beginning and ending of important phases of life is the key word. I will put the respective quatrain when I come back and then explain more of what's going on in the world. Again, don't be mad at me if you're a Trump supporter. Understand that what's going on with your president is a thought. The birth of anything is a thought. He wanted a big wall, remember? Tall wall, fantastic wall. He doesn't have to have this wall anymore. He can stop everything. The wall is already established, but it's a spiritual, negative, nasty, reptilious wall that transforms the thought of negative people into coronavirus. As all of those who support our president have actually created coronavirus. Whatever belief system you have, if you can relate to this information, so be it. And if you're not, means you're not exactly ready for Dr. Cherry just yet. One more time, guys, thank you so much. Keep going to that to that video, my UFO movie. Give me some feedback, and as I said, yeah, it's going to be translated in a few languages, and I'm pretty happy about that. And we're going to be making another one. There is so much more going on. It's crazy, but I'm stuck, because I told you this virus was not going to be the end. It's going to get worse, and then here we are. So I have to go still because we are running out of drivers. In fact, one driver and his dog died, fell asleep on the parking lot. The engine ran out of fuel, and then he fell asleep. He probably, like I do, sometimes I have to take some pill to help me to sleep. They're natural pill. They are not sleeping pill. It's against the law to do that. But I take some natural means to fall asleep easier. And then this guy might have had some problem. He probably took real sleeping pill, and then he passed out. And his dog probably barked, trying to wake him up, but he was deeply asleep because of the chemical, and he died. He died of exposure. Him and his dog died of exposure. Excuse me. So it's a dangerous job. I have to be fresh, and luckily for me, came late, but I had plenty sleep, so I can go back again to the East Coast. So here we are, my friend. I'm doing my best physically, spiritually, to guide you, to help you. This coronavirus is a hell. We're going to go through this, okay? It is not the end of the world. Remember, the draconists will not allow, okay, the reptilians to kill the dog, okay? So have faith. Be positive and help me, because once your president is out of the game, okay, and he will be reelected, he has chance of being reelected really, really high, only if the Russians help him. They did it last time. They were about to succeed, okay, and I predicted it, and I wrote everything that happened the day before he became our president. Click, President Trump, Dr. Cherry, and you can read about these stars, and everything that's happening right now was predicted the day before he became our president. Something I will do with the new president. So once he's out of the game, at least he's on the tail of the dragon, will not reinforce the tail of the dragon, which is already in Sagittarius, which is cursing Latino people, Black people, and forcing a restructure of the laws and messing up with all the educational system. As far as your kids going to college, going back to school, you're on for another year or so before that goes off, and faster if President Trump is not reelected. But again, it's not a wish, it's just what I know as far as the stars are concerned. All right, my good friend, one more time, I want to take this opportunity to thank every one of you for listening to these videos. Like me, Dr. Cherry, give me some good 5 stars. Show me that you care. And then I'll tell you much more next time I make a video. I got to run back and help the world. Goodbye to all of you. Be safe out there. God bless all of you. Bye-bye.